blowing hot and the trumpet's feeling right. But every time we hit that sweet, sweet groove, my old dog jumps in and starts to make his move. He lifts his head high like he's part of the show, and everybody laughs cause the dog steals a glow. And he goes on, right on time, howling to the rhythm as if it were his line. Yeah, nobody believes it. The dog sings along and the band gets prettier. And in the background, coming from the dog. Every time we play, the crowd gets tight. They're waiting for the moment when the dog takes flight. The sax plays a riff, the trumpet gives a signal, and the dog lets out a sensational howl. He keeps the beat, he doesn't lose the beat. It's almost like he studied music in the dog's backyard. And he goes on, right on time. The owner is even startled to see the dog so in tune. Yeah, the people jump and shout. He's the bluesiest dog that's ever appeared around here, without a doubt. That's it, he's got the solo. And it goes out. When the band heats up, he appears again. Yeah, he never misses a note. He's the king of the bluesy howl, owner of the corner. He closed the song with class.
Hold on to that if you can. He enters the hall with a stylish step, shoes shining, a crooked smile, and an air of brilliance. The crowd makes way just to see him dance, because they say around here that his hat will never fall off. He turns to the left, turns to the right too, and the fedora stays put like it's glued on, my dear. Oh, that fedora swings. It never falls, it never loses its place. It can spin, shake, it can't even kneel. Oh, that fedora swings, and the audience just wants to see more. 'Cause even in the craziest spins, the hat doesn't come off the guy. Shouts, I wanna see him fall. But he does 3 quick laps just to show off. The band leader laughs, the crowd goes wild, and his hat just jiggles. But falling, that never happens. He slides on the floor, jumps back in one leap, and his hat stays firmly in place like a king on his own throne. Oh boy. Hey, oh, that fedora swings. It never falls, it never loses its place. It can spin, shake, it can't even kneel. Oh, that fedora swings. say it's magic, they say it's luck. Others think it's strong glue, but he just smiles and keeps spinning, because the secret is in the swing that only he knows how to give. That fedora swings and the whole dance floor tries to keep up, but there's no way, my friend, only the fedora knows how to dance. Oh, that fedora swings, and when the night comes to an end, the hat is still there, firm as in the beginning, yes. I went into the room just trying to have fun, but I stepped on your shoe before I even smiled. You looked at me like you were gonna fight, but when I apologized, you started to wave. He said, if you're gonna stomp to the rhythm, stomp on purpose. And before I knew it, you were already dancing inside me. It was a wrong step that turned into desire, a silly stumble that ended in a kiss. Jump blues playing, the whole room watching, proving that love is sometimes born just to surprise. The band got into the groove, the piano started to shine. You spun so fast I almost stopped, but you grabbed my hand and pulled me close. And in the midst of that chaos, everything seemed so right. You said, it's okay, love is also about stumbling into the rhythm of the music. We let everything flow. It was a wrong step that turned into desire, a silly stumble that ended in a kiss. The jump blues were rising, nobody wanted to miss that crazy dance that made us fall in love. The band almost fell apart, but we kept the beat, even without music, just keeping the rhythm. I said, if you want, I'll step on it again. And you laughed, pulled me again. It was a wrong step that turned into desire, a silly stumble that ended in a kiss. At the end of the whole party, it was just you and me. Who would have thought that one mistake would make it happen?
a smile so wide. Then I checked my pocket, man, the sheet wasn't inside. The band looked at me like, what are you gonna do? I said, don't you worry, boys, I'll improvise it through. The drummer kicked the beat, the bass jumped right along. And I knew in that moment, time to fake it strong. I lost the notes, but I kept the groove, made it up on the spot, got the whole crowd to move. Sax blowing, wild brass shouting in tune. Who needs a sheet when you can swing up the room? Sax plays with mistakes, creating chaotic phrases that become grooves. Trumpet leaned over, said, man, you're sounding fine. I said, buddy, I'm just praying this madness stays in line. Piano wrote a riff like he knew where I would go. But I turned the corner, sharp surprised him with the flow. The crowd started laughing and clapping hands on the beat. They thought it was planned, every twist, every cheat. I lost the notes, but I kept the groove, made it up on the spot, got the whole crowd to move. Sax blowing, wild brass shouting in tune. Who needs a sheet when you can swing up the room? Yeah. Paper's gone, the music ain't dead, cause a real blues player got the tune in his head. Band stomped the floor, brought the heat to the night. Improvised chaos, but it felt so right. I lost the notes, but I kept the groove. Turned a big old mess into a thing that could move. Sax screaming, free brass booming in bloom. Yeah, who needs a sheet when you can swing up the room?
With their heads hanging down, carrying heavy hearts from the weight of town. But the band struck a chord, piano jumped to the sky, and every sad little tear just dried right on the fly. Metal shouted bright, like sunshine in the air, and people tapped their feet without even knowing it was there. Cause we jumped the blues away, oh, we shook them out tonight. Every sorrow disappeared in that swinging light. When the piano rolled wild and the trumpets took flight, yeah, the jump blues calmed every pain inside. Old Joe at the bar forgot why he frowned. Miss Daisy cracked a smile that spun the whole place around. Even the quiet folks swayed close to the beat till the whole room lifted right off their feet. Notes danced higher, horns blew sweet, and trouble packed its bags, walking right out to the street.
Dominant piano playing fast, cheerful runs, brass instruments respond with short, Festive riffs, an energy of emotional release, and a mood of total celebration.
Oh, we jumped the blues away, felt them running into the night, turned darkness into swing and gloom into light. When the whole crowd sang and the band played just right, yeah, the John Blues healed every heart inside. Oh, we jumped the blues away, felt them running into the night, turned darkness into swing and gloom into light. When the whole crowd sang and the band played just right, yeah, the John Blues healed every heart inside. Nothing cures a heavy soul like a hot piano and some loud brass, baby.
The crowd was restless, tapping feet on the floor. The band was sweating hard, but still wanting more. We missed a piece of spark, the groove wasn't right, 'cause our horn man was late, nowhere in sight. The drummer whispered, "Man, we're losing the fight." But then the door swung open and the place lit up bright. He came running through the table, horn shining in the light, jumped right in the middle and blew with all his might. Late as a sinner, loud as thunder striking the night. Oh, that crazy sax man came and did everything right. He didn't tune, didn't think, just joined the parade. The notes came flying wild like a storm he made. The crowd went crazy, shouted his name out loud, and suddenly the band fell 10 feet above the crowd. The trumpet smiled, the trombone shook with delight. Man, where were you hiding? You're the star of the night. So instruction for some nights. An explosive, fun solo, full of bouncy riffs, brass responding to the sax, quick and improvised phrases, as if the musician had arrived, running and playing with pure adrenaline. He came running through the tables, horn shining in the light, jumped right in the middle and blew with all his might. Late as a sinner, loud as thunder striking the night. Oh, that crazy sax man came and saved the whole night. Next time, man, try being late again, 'cause that solo was worth the wait.
a veteran DJ. With the old turntable he takes care of every year. The vinyl is scratched, the cover is all torn, but when he spins that groove, the dance floor gets lively. He says, smiling, digital, no way. Real sound is dust and makes people dance. Spin that scratch vinyl, DJ of my heart. When the needle clicks loudly, the vibe begins. Thus the sax responds loudly, the brass instruments start to sway. With the old record spinning, nobody wants to leave. The crowd gathers to watch the magic happen. When the vinyl skips a little, he finds a way to keep it steady. Its charm, he says, it's part of the emotion. And the crowd shouts along, feeling the sound on the floor. The DJ spins around, strikes a champion's pose, and the party comes alive with that great buzz. Whoa, spin that scratch vinyl, DJ of my heart. When the needle clicks loudly, the vibe begins. Love the sax respond loudly, the brass instruments start to sway. With the old record spinning, nobody wants to leave. Changes, but this is the real deal. If the record has a flaw, that's why it makes me happy. And when the beat shakes the bar until the end, the scratch lyrics become a chorus in a sensational swing. Spin that scratch vinyl, DJ of the heart. While the classic sound plays, the crowd explodes. Loud, horn celebrating. With the old school DJ, nobody wants to stop dancing. An invitation, and it turned into a good kind of chaos. It started with three friends, nothing to expect. One turned the radio up loud, just to lighten the mood, but the swing hit hard. Went up the hallway, and the whole street heard the call of the drum. The neighbor brought cake, the baker came too. When the saxophone gave its first shout, nobody could stop playing. The party grew, took over the street. Midnight struck and even looked like the moon. People were dancing with no time to go back. Jump blues in their veins, nobody wanted to stop. The sax pulls in, engages the audience, raises the energy, and makes the party grow. The guy from the market arrived with 2 boxes of bread. The girl from the salon brought glitter and excitement. A dog wagged its tail to the rhythm, And even the old man on the corner joined in the vibe. The street became a dance floor, the sidewalk became a bar, and the saxophone with each breath brought more people to the scene. The party grew, took over the street, midnight struck and even looked like the moon. People were dancing with no time to go back, jump blues in their veins, nobody wanted to stop. The clock was showing late, but nobody wanted to leave. When the swing beat strongly, the soul dances for hours. The party grew, it spread to the city, and the saxophone commanded with pure authority. 3 people at the beginning, and at the end, look, the whole street was shouting, don't let this jump blues end, man. Nobody wanted to leave. When the swing beats strongly, the soul dances for hours. The party grew.
Looking in for something sweet, a glass of lemonade, waiting cold and neat. But the moment that I sipped it, my eyes opened wide, 'cause I wasn't just citrus, it burned like fire inside. Someone said, relax man, it's just a little twist, but that little twist hits harder than a midnight kiss. My lemonade went wrong, mixed with bourbon on the run. Now I'm dancing like a crazy lit fire in your veins. The piano man was laughing while he hammered out the keys. Saxophone slid in, smooth as summer breeze. I tried to keep it steady, but my feet wouldn't obey. That bourbon lemonade made my blues melt away. Somebody winked at me and said, take another sip. I said, if I do that, girl, I lose my grip. My lemonade went wrong, mixed with bourbon on the run. Now I'm dancing like a crazy man, hotter than the sun. I said, who did this? They laughed, don't complain, 'cause that sweet little accident lit fire in your veins. Feels right. That wrong drink turned this into one wild night. Someone shouted toast and raised their glass high. With lemonade or bourbon, we're gonna touch the sky. My lemonade went wrong, mixed with bourbon on the run. But baby, that mistake turned the night into fun. Now I'm laughing, swinging, won't forget this scene. The night my
walking bass will punch your horns. Come on now, keep that rhythm rolling. Well, I stepped on the floor feeling light as air, spinning left and right like I didn't have a care. Crowd was shouting loud, boys, show us that chance. Then ripped my shoe, gave up right in the middle of the dance. Oh, my left foot slid, toasted shoe in the middle of the dance. The lady in red said, baby, don't you quit. I said, darling, with the shoe I might do the splits. She grabbed my hand, said, boy, take your stance. We made that broken shoe look like part of the dance. Spinning, sliding, limping with style. People clapping louder every once in a while. Yeah, my left foot wobbled while my right foot flew, but the rhythm was strong, so I saw it through. You can't stop a party no matter the circumstance, not even a broken shoe in the middle of the dance. Response with the band, ending with a comedic squeal. Yeah, I tried to tape it, glue it, stomp it, shake it. Nothing worked, so I just dance harder. Band shouts, tell it, 'cause when the music's hot, boy, you don't stand a chance, you gotta dance. Singing real loud, singing real loud. If life breaks your shoe, don't lose the stance. Just turn that trouble into one more dance. Shoe broke down, but the groove stays strong. Shoe broke down, ooh, shoe broke down, but the groove stays strong. Shoe broke down, shoe broke down, ooh, but the groove stays strong. Saturday night, two dancers hit the floor ready for a fight. Spinning, kicking, shuffling left and right. Crowd gathered round saying this is gonna be a sight. Shoes sliding, wild rhythm hot like fire. And every fancy move just kept pushing them higher. But they danced it out, shook it out all across the room, jumping saxophone tune. Then they laughed so loud when the music slowed down. Two rivals turned friends right there on the ground. One flipped a hat, the other caught him midair. Crowd cheered so hard it rattled every chair. Instead of throwing shade, they swapped a grin and danced side by side as the band kicked in. Spins got smoother, steps got tight. They turned that showdown into pure delight. Meditative saxophone solo with calls answered by trumpet and trombone. Brass instruments mark accents like a cheering crowd. A feeling of celebration, a vibration of unity and festivity. Yeah, they danced it out, shook it out till the whole room roared. Two folks who came to battle but found something more. Now every Saturday night they hit that floor again. Not rivals anymore, just swinging friends, yeah. Competition's fine, but friendship, now that's the real rhythm, baby.
We arrived at the little bar they call a hall, but there was barely room for the drummer with his old huge drum. The trombone was banging on the ceiling, the trumpet almost fell, and the bassist was complaining, guys, I don't even know where to put this. But when the conductor counted 1, 2, 3, everyone squeezed together and it started again. It's a big band that's too big for this small place. When the brass instruments blow loudly, the house shakes. If the saxophone screams loudly, in that tiny space, nobody can move. The piano was stuck in the corner, almost trapped behind the bar. The guitarist complained that there wasn't even anywhere to step, but the music rose hot as a bonfire, and the tightly packed audience shouted, "Give me more, Colonel." Every note was a miracle to avoid knocking someone over. But what a crazy night, nobody was left empty-handed either. It's a big band that's too big for the small place. When the brass instruments blow loudly, the house shakes. If the saxophone screams loudly, the light bulb wants to come down in the tiny space. Nobody can move. The bar spilled his drink while getting excited. The waitress laughed, saying this place is gonna collapse. But the band didn't stop, kicking up dust from the floor, and in that cubicle a hymn of the heart was born. It's a big band that's too big for the small place, but when the sound explodes, nobody wants to escape. If the sax calls out loud, everyone wants to answer. In a tiny place, the whole world fit inside. It's a big band that's too big for the small place, but when the sound explodes, nobody wants to escape. If the sax calls out loud, everyone wants to answer. In a tiny place, a whole world fit inside.
Plan, plan, plan. Hold on to your heart, because your fingers are about to run. In the corner of the bar, there's an elegant man, crooked hat, shy smile, but vibrant gaze. Everyone knows and no one can deny that he only plays fast when he starts to fall in love. He stomps his foot on the ground, takes a deep breath and goes, and when he sees that girl, the piano never fails, no dad. When he's in love, the keys start to fly, his fingers become the wind, no one can keep up. When he's in love, the tempo speeds up, and every note says that his heart wants to declare itself. because they know the guy just gave himself away. He tries to hide it, but it's no use. The piano gives everything away with that whirlwind. He plays so fast, the smoke almost rises, and everyone thinks, oh, Cupid got a nobleman. When he's in love, the keys start to fly. His fingers become the wind, no one can keep up. When he's in love, the tempo speeds up, and every note says that his heart wants to declare itself. He tries to play slowly, but love won't let him. Each heartbeat pushes his hand onto the key, and when she smiles, there's no solution. The guy turns into a hurricane in the middle of the song. When he's in love, the keys start to fly. The whole bar dances, nobody wants to stop. When he's in love, the rhythm goes sky high, and everyone knows he's fallen in love again, of course.
When the band started, the hall was already shaking, but it was the piano that arrived and changed all the energy. Every note it played made the crowd scream, and the lights on the ceiling began to follow along. It was flashing red, yellow, blue, and the pianist smiled, saying, it's all my wrist fall. Because the light flashes, flashes, flashes without stopping. When the piano starts to party and begins to take charge, the whole hall vibrates, nobody stays still. The piano calls for dancing, and the light decides to follow. The pianist laughed loudly, sweating like a motor, saying, if I play any louder, I bet it'll blow out the spotlight. And each precise chord made the hall shake. It seemed as if the whole building was gonna lift up and rise. The crowd was shouting, don't stop, don't stop. And the lights were flashing as if they were live in the revelry. Fast piano solo, full of trills, boogies, lively runs, and syncopations typical of jump blues, played with exaggerated energy and musical humor. Yes, the lights flash, flash, flash without stopping, and the piano keeps the party going until the ceiling complains. In charge all night,
Whether it was the crazy pianist or the lights flashing all over the dance floor. If these lights burn out, don't blame me. It's this hot piano's fault.
When she walked into the room, every head turned around. Shoes tapping like lightning, barely touching the ground. I tried to follow her steps, but my feet just froze. Cause she moves so fast, man, nobody even knows. People whisper for her, you better hold on tight. Cause she's spinning like a record on a Saturday night. She's floating on the floor, moving like the wind, dancing so fast, you're blinking, she's gone again. No one can catch her, she's a miracle in blue. If the rhythm's got magic, she's the living proof it's true. Oh, saxophone started shouting, trumpets jumped in, but she just kept gliding with that wild playful grin. I swear she wasn't stepping, she was flying instead. Every beat she touched went straight to my head. Someone yelled slow down, but she only sped her more. Like a hurricane, a rhythm on the shiny wooden floor. She's floating on the floor, moving like the wind, dancing so fast you're blinking, she's gone again. No one can catch her, she's a miracle in blue. If the rhythm's got magic, she's a living proof it's true. But she spun right past, left me laughing, dizzy, falling back on my fast. She said, come on, darling, don't you know the deal? If you wanna dance with me, you gotta dance for real. She's floating on the floor, moving like the wind, dancing so fast you're blinking, she's gone again. The whole club's cheering as she steals the show. The girl who dances so fast she never touches the floor.
Street, there's a bar that never sleeps, no sir. Dim lights. The only owner always says, laughing, I'm not turning it off. As long as a foot moves on this floor, I'll let the music play. And the piano starts playing, the bass makes the crowd tremble. The crowd rises to their feet, not even trying to contain themselves, because the bar only closes when the last foot stops dancing. As long as there's dancing, then nobody will turn off the lights. The saxophone screams loudly, the brass instruments will respond, and the night only ends when the body obeys. Some arrive stumbling, some come just to drink, but when the groove kicks in, even the shyest want to dance too. The band picks up the pace, sweat starts to drip, But nobody thinks of stopping, they just want to get involved. The waiter is already tired, but he continues to smile. If there's anyone left dancing, I can't go to sleep, because the bar only closes. Nobody will turn off the lights. The saxophone screams loudly. The brass instruments will respond. And the night only ends when the body obeys. Of leaving, the band calls for another time. The crowd shouts, play more, and the ground shakes even more. This bar only closes when the last foot stops moving. And if there's a swing, there will be people to dance. The saxophone sends a message. The brass instruments come to ignite the atmosphere. No, nobody wants to end the whole night. In the town hall, everyone was talking about a guy dancing, and the floor even lit up. Some said it was magic, others swore it was a trick, but it was just his shoes shining brighter than Duke's jukebox. When he moved his left foot, the crowd would start shouting, and when he raised his right foot, nobody could stop him, because the shoes shone endlessly. It seemed to have a life of its own, guiding the dance to the very end. And the trumpet accompanied it, making the hall tremble. The shoe became a legend, no one could forget it. They say he bought them at a thrift store for a few coins, but when he put them on, his steps were enchanted. The conductor got dizzy trying to keep up, and the trumpet player said, with this shine I'll go blind. The rhythm got so hot that even the band was sweating, and the shiny shoe on the heel almost took off. With explosive phrases and high notes, in the style of a 1940s big band, full of humor and energy. The shoe shone endlessly, and the whole dance floor followed the steps of that master of swing. Even today in the dance hall, if you ask anyone, they'll say, I saw that shoe, and I never danced so well again.
was the glow magic. Oh, my friend, the important thing is that nobody stayed seated.
There's a man in the corner, sitting still as a stone. Won't tap a single toe, just guarding his throne. But play a slow tune and just yawns and sighs. He's waiting for the moment when the time starts to rise. People say he's lazy, but they don't understand. He's got a switch built in that only flips with a swinging band. 'Cause he jumps, he flips, he spins real slick, only when the band plays fast and thick. Give him that swing, loud and wild, and the laziest man turns into a jumping child. Jumping child. Oh yeah, the jumping child. Starts cooking, double time on the ride, and suddenly that lazy man is slipping side to side. He kicks up his heels, he shouts all right, like he's been waiting all week for this jumping night. The brass hits hard and the whole room shakes, and that lazy man's moving like he never takes breaks. Full of quick phrases, horns responding to the sax with short stabs, high energy, party atmosphere, Big Joe Turner's band style. Yeah, he jumps, he flips, he spins real slick, only when the band plays fast and thick. Bring on that swing, hot and tight, and the laziest man will dance all night. Child. Oh yeah, jumps inside. He doesn't move for nothing slow, but play that fast swing and watch him go. Saturday night, 8-piece band, man, the place was tight. Drum on in the doorway, drummer stuck by the bar. The saxman's playing solo, sitting on a guitar. People laughing, chairs flying, what a crazy scene. The trumpet can't move, he's playing sideways at the screen. 'Cause the band don't fit on the tiny little stage, but we're rocking this place like a storm in a cage. Yeah, the band don't fit, but we're raising the heat. Squeezed like sardines, but man, the groove's still sweet. Medals in wrist, bop, 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 bop.
shelf. Bass player's laughing, almost knocking himself. The singer can't turn, no space left to spare. He belts a heavy shout while tangling in a chair. Crowd's going crazy, stomping straight through the floor. Even squeezed in the corner, we give them more and more. 'Cause the band don't fit on a tiny little stage, but we're blasting that jump blues, breaking every gauge. Yeah, the band doesn't fit, but we can't be beat. If the room gets smaller, we just turn up the heat. The owner shouting, boys, you're blocking the bar. But the groove's too strong, we're shooting like stars. No space to move, but we don't even care. We play shoulder to shoulder, jumping everywhere. 'Cause the band don't fit on a tiny little stage, but we light up the night like we're twice our age. Yeah, the band doesn't fit, but man, that's alright. We make a big sound in a small place tonight. Like we're twice our age. Yeah, the band doesn't fit, but man, that's alright. We make a big sound in a small place tonight. Ba-da-ba-bam.
Someone shouts, next time, bigger stage.
Started early just to warm up the floor. The saxophone screamed first, then came the vibration. The metal exploded loudly, windows started to shake, and someone outside shouted, "These crazy guys are gonna go nuts." The groove was so hot, it felt like it was boiling, and the louder we played, the more people came to watch. We played so loud, so strong, so recklessly, that even the police danced before complaining. The sergeant's hat was swinging to the beat. When he realized it, he was already yelling, "Yeah, King!" In the air, but when they opened the door, they couldn't complain. The saxophone called for a solo, the trumpet joined in too, and the police officers thought, let's just enjoy one more chorus, okay? The whole bar laughed when they saw the captain spin around, hand on his hip, trying to keep up. We played so loud, so strong, so recklessly, that even the police danced before complaining. The sergeant's hat was swinging into the beat. When he realized it, he was already yelling, "Yeah, King!"
tried to ask us to stop. The trombone played so beautifully that it moved the corporal to tears. He said it's the law, but today I'll let it slide. And the bar responded in chorus, the music will